Today on Thriving Women Talk, co-host Brianna Johnson interviews actress Tiffany Renee Johnson on the trending topic, Do you need a college degree? Tiffany revisits the value of her college degree from Howard University and what empowering life lessons she wants to share with others.
Welcome back to Thriving Women Talk. Our hot topic for today is, do you need a college degree? As we mentioned before the break, there are 45 million borrowers who collectively owe nearly 1.6 trillion in student loan debt, and the U.S. student loan debt is now the second highest consumer debt category, behind only mortgage debt. Wow, isn't that crazy? And higher than both credit cards and auto loans. Billionaire Elon Musk said that college is not for learning, and 1/3 of billionaires in 2016 did not graduate. According to the U.S. Census, stated that 25.5% of college graduates reported that they were unable to find a job in their field, and 38.6% said that they were not using their degree in their current profession. And 16.6% said they dropped out of college before obtaining their degree. Isn't that something? Nevertheless, the bigger change needs to be making a cultural adjustment. Think about that for a second. Cultural adjustment. And families and students need to know what they are signing up for when taking out loans. Absolutely. Only then can they make an informed decision about how to move forward. And the idea that every person needing a 4 to 6 year bachelor's degree for success in life should be de-emphasized. It is training and skills that lead to jobs, which essentially lead to more skills, which leads to better jobs. And there are lots of ways to obtain that college. That college is one, but not for everyone.
Well, that was a great mix. I feel, Tiffany, of Viola Davis and Carrie. Like, you gave me all the vibes, all the vibes. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking out the time to chat on our topic of college degrees. And I would like to start the conversation on your reaction when our new vice president, Ms. Harris, was sworn in, knowing that you guys both graduated from Howard.
Oh, I was just full of pride and very emotional. I think I knew I was going to be emotional, and I was emotional on election day, or the 5 days after we got those results after election day too. But just to see someone who walked the same halls that I did change history was amazing to me. And, if you know Howard, folks, we have an obnoxious amount of pride already. So it was a joy filled day. I gladly put that sweatshirt on that you showed a picture of in my room and had a good old time. But yeah, it's an honor. Really.
Yeah, I can say the same thing because we've come so far, I believe, and women are very powerful. So shout out to us, thriving women, right? And we're talking about it. So our engineer, Alan, is actually going to show our viewers a couple of pictures, and we would like to get your thoughts on each picture, and I'll ask you questions. So the first picture up there. Okay, so Tiffany, were you pledging here?
Yes, so I'm not Greek, but I am a member of a society for women in the arts called Diva Incorporated. It stands for Divine, Intelligent, Versatile Artists. And I was online. And yeah, so we crossed. We had this performance on the yard. One of the highlights, I think, of my college career. So that's what that's from. That's from the day we crossed and performed.
Okay, all right. So now I know in your bio, you stated that in 2007, you were accepted into Howard, the amazing Howard University, and the theater arts program. So I know you were thrilled about this new endeavor. You moved to DC from Chicago, born and raised, and to pursue your MFB in theater arts. So I know this allowed to take you to just a lot of places within your acting career, dance and music, your voice, everything. So what was the cost, if you don't mind me asking, of your four-year degree at Howard? Are you still paying on it? You still in this field, right? I know you are.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the initial cost was. I am still paying it. Thousands of dollars left, and so does my mother. She has a parent loan, which is bigger than my student loans, and my goal is to take that off her hands eventually. But yes, it was a lot of money. I don't regret it. What I do regret is not being more just kind of vigilant or just better about making sure I had scholarship money, especially my first year. I eventually got like an artist grant from Howard for my last 3 years, which really helped take away some of that debt. But yeah, the loans are real. They're real out here. But because of the rich experience that I had, like I said, I don't regret it, but I do wish that I didn't owe the money. Yeah, and I am very much using my degree. I have a BFA in theater arts. And I don't know that I would say I need the degree. I would say that I need, and I have needed, the education. I think that there are many ways that you can go about it, though. Going to Howard was my ways where I really, really learned to be an actress, and to comfortably call myself one, and to get the training or the beginning of the training that I needed. But I still take class. I'm in a class right now. My instructor just sent me my homework. I have a pilot prep class on Wednesday. I take dance class. I try to pop in a class like at least once a year, because I like to learn, and I'm still getting better and perfecting my craft. And I have not arrived. I don't think I'll ever feel like I've arrived. So education is important to me. I don't think that you have to go to college. My college experience was very rich, like I said. Howard is an amazing place. It teaches you how diverse Black folks are. A lot of people think that going to an HBCU is not a diverse experience, but Black people are diverse. We're not monolithic. You have Black people from all 50 states, from the Caribbean, from countries in Africa, from Europe, everywhere, with all these different experiences. So questions?
You answered it above and beyond, and I thank you so much for going into depth, because I agree. I went to Columbia College only for about a semester or two, because I was going to I forgot, it was the fashion retail merchandise management, and then I quickly discovered that I didn't actually need to go there, but it really helped pivot my career in that industry, because I was able to find out where the merchandise mart was, which allowed me to be able to intern for Baby Fat. And then I kind of pretty much left and said I can do this on my own. So I'm pretty sure I probably would have had a richer experience if I would have continued to go. But I'm a hands-on learner, and I have to be in my field, like Whitney stated earlier. Now, let's go to our next picture. And I want to ask you, Tiffany, what'd you say?
I'm just laughing at these pictures. It's taking me down memory lane.
Yes. So tell me, what was your vision and mission after you graduated from Howard?
Well, I knew that I wanted to go right into a career as an actor. I don't really know if I defined my mission and vision until years later, actually. I don't think I had the language or like the wherewithal to give that words. I've always seen things from my life. Like, I wanted to be a performer since I was like 12. I knew I wanted to perform professionally, and that got specific in college and more specific after college. So I knew that I wanted to pursue a career. I knew I wanted to work in television and in theater and in film, and in commercials. And I started to say those things and to work for them. And eventually I started to see them come to pass, which still trips me out. Like, it's really crazy to see the fruit of your labor. It's just like, wow, this thing really works. I love to like talk to kids about it, so they know that a Black girl from the South Side of Chicago can do it. A Black kid from the South Side of Chicago can do it if you believe it and if you do the work. but yeah, so I think in short, my vision was to pursue a career as a storyteller in many different ways. And the way in which I was going to do that was just really like barreling down on auditions and building my relationships and things like that.
Absolutely. And, oh, go ahead. Were you going to say something? Sorry.
No. I think that's it. I was probably just going to ramble because sometimes.
It's okay. Maybe I think it might be a Johnson thing. But Tiffany, after your 4 years at Howard University, you mentioned that Howard and theater helped mold and shape you into the proud woman you are today. You mentioned you learned valuable lessons inside of the classroom, which enriched culturally, grew tremendously as an artist, and you gained a lot of confidence about going out into the world and being a professional actor. So based on your experiences, is it safe to say that the cost of your degree was worth the value of the lessons you learned, and why? And also, if you had a child, would you want them to follow the same road as you as a mom?
I would say it is worth it. And I will pay it off. I have a lofty goal to be out of debt this year. We'll see what happens. I'm going to keep saying it and figuring out how to make it come to pass until it does. For my child, I want them to do whatever their specific, I want them to take whatever their specific path is. It may be different from mine, whatever their specific purpose is. If that includes college, I would absolutely welcome that and support it and champion that. I'm an advocate for education, and it kind of comes from like my familial nucleus. But I don't think that it's necessary to take a traditional route. So if they decided that they didn't want to go, I wouldn't push it. I think that I would very much explain what I believe the benefits are and my experiences, and let them choose with the help of my guidance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. I totally agree. I had the best of both worlds for me personally as well, because my mom, she was all about school. And then, my dad, he didn't care about school at all. He just cared about how you treated people and respected them. So I was able to choose accordingly. So I know we're pivoting to the end. Okay. So let's go to our third picture. So Tiffany, do you prefer theater, movies, or TV?
People ask me this question a lot. They're all so different, specifically like on camera work and the stage. The stage, like people are right there. There's this actor audience interaction that is irreplaceable, really. And also the rehearsal process is so much longer. So you get this time, you get 3 weeks with these characters and these stories to really, really shape and mold them. And then you go into a week of tech rehearsal where you add lights and stage and costumes and all of that. And then you open and run for a month. But with like commercials are quick, like you shoot for a day and then it runs for however long. TV, it varies. Like you can work for a day, you can work for a couple of days, you work for a week. And if you're a series regular, which I haven't been yet, then you're working, for weeks at a time, months at a time. But you get the material, you have to learn it fast. And you don't have as much time to rehearse, but you have a longer time. If you're like a series regular, have a longer time with the character. So you can kind of see how their life develops. Whereas with a play, you tell the same, 1 to 2 hour story every night, though you find something different each time. I love it all. I'm a big nerd. Like when I'm on set, I'm just like, wow, look at all of this and how it comes together. And like, it's like 100 people making this thing work. So I love them both differently. There's nothing like a live audience. But I love the subtleness and the like how true to life TV is, because the camera's right there. So you really you have to be super, 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 super honest and super checked in. Not that you don't have to be honest on stage, but with the camera right there, it picks up everything. One little eyebrow raise, and that's fascinating to me. So that's my answer. I love it all for different reasons. I miss doing it. I haven't been on stage in almost a year, which is very bizarre. But it's a panini outside. As the kids are saying, we got a panoramic outside, so I won't return until it's safe to do so. But hopefully more on-camera work starts to pick up for me again.
Yeah. All right. Well, it sounds like it's a beautiful mess coming together, but it comes out very, very amazing. And I can't wait to see you back on stage and attend your plays live in person, because you are an amazing actor. Best of wishes to you. Thank you so much for joining in. And
Co-host Sabrina Protic interviews actress Rhonda Morman. Rhonda shares her journey from a childhood disability to finding her passion and developing the grit to thrive and not just survive.
Everyone, wow, we saved the best for last. I'm here to introduce you to actress Rhonda Morman. I underscored this on my notes. I underscored the word grit, because that describes you, Rhonda. We are so happy to have you here.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I definitely relate to that word grit.
Well, you're going to tell us all about that. And I want to tell you, Rhonda's like 3 hours behind us. So she got up early to look this fabulous. I was just telling her. So thank you for bringing it. I want to give a little rundown, Rhonda, to give you some honor about who you are, so that our listeners will know that Rhonda Morman is a NAACP nominated Best Actress, and Los Angeles native, known in her role for the award-winning stage play Sunday Morning. Rhonda has overcome adversity and defied odds since the age of 7, when she tragically suffered a gunshot wound to the leg. After being confined to a wheelchair, she was told she'd never walk again. She wasn't having it. Let me tell you, she wasn't having it. I read the story. Miraculously, you took your first steps at the age of 11. That's an overcomer, and that's grit. Yes. That led her to the entertainment industry, and we use the word spitfire, the same spitfire and determination that fueled Rhonda as an adolescent continues to propel her forward today. Rhonda, welcome to Thriving Women Talk.
I am so excited. Just the word thriving alone thrills me.
Well, you stand for that. And we want to know who and what inspired you to become an actress, and how has that empowered you to be the woman that you are today?
You know what? You mentioned about the gunshot. I was a little girl in a wheelchair. I was on a balcony, my balcony, watching other little kids play. The balcony actually had a dead end. It actually said dead end. And I would just live vicariously through other children's legs. One day I actually heard a whimpering sound coming from the television. It was Diana Ross with Ladies Sing the Blues. I went, looked at that. I did not understand that I was able to feel something other than the pain and the sorrow and the abuse of feeling defined and confined in a wheelchair. She made me feel something internally. And it thrilled me. I said, what is that? I want to know what that is, because if she can take someone who is broken and make them feel something for them, I wanted to be able to do that, to make that impact to someone else who was in confinement.
Wow, how iconic, by the way.
Yes.
Diana Ross, she broke a lot of barriers, didn't she?
Yes, she did. She's been my first and complete influence in my life. And hopefully one day I'll be able to say thank you.
You know, as a young girl growing up, Diana Ross gave us all hopes, especially being young minority girls. Yes. And I remember we all wanted to be the Supremes.
Yes.
Right?
I never saw anyone who looked like her, and I didn't know what it is that she was doing at such a young age at 7. All I knew was that I wanted that.
And look at that turned see the power of inspiration.
Yes.
Empowerment, that empowered you to walk, to say, hey, I want more and I want better. So yes. Let me kind of fast forward a little bit. You went through a lot of things, we were talking about a college education. Well, kind of how does that fit? Well, what I want to know is, I read that you got some training. I mean, as you enrolled in a school and all, where does formal education come into play with an actress?
You know what? It actually doesn't. I actually do agree with a lot of people who've already mentioned it. College is not necessary for the passion. It's not necessary for the purpose. I actually went to Charles Drew University, and I actually went and got a medical. Went into medical billing, went into being a medical assistant, went into Martin Luther King. Passionate about it. I wanted to, again, serve, help someone else. But that's not what was in me. I didn't know. It discovered me. The first thing that happened in that chair is the thing that I'm doing today. That was what impressed me. That is what guided me. Now, it's still a story. I'm still telling stories. I'm still impacting a life. So was medical. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to impact someone's life, make a change in their life, whether healing them, where it's physically or emotionally or mentally. However, it's not necessary. I completely agree, because right now with that grit, life can happen. College of life could be a situation right now where you can use that and apply that today and still be a part of your purpose and fulfill that purpose. So if it's based off of skills, if it's based off of life, then how do you balance that? Because you take that degree and then you just transfer it.
That is powerful. I'm going to use your terminology, college of life.
College of life.
That is the new terminology. That's the new normal, college of life. And you don't need it, but you got to have that mental strength and stamina.
You must. My nephew went to Howard. I love that the young lady before me went to Howard. He's still paying. Now, is he in the career that he wants to be? No, he went in for sports. Does he love sports? Yes, but his passion is what he's doing right now, which is producing.
Rhonda, you have a powerful voice. This show is about empowerment. You just nailed it. I want to mention something else about you and kind of tie this all in together.
Yes.
In your bio, you stated you were fascinated with short films. You successfully filmed several short films, including Past Tense, Silent Screams, Paradise Inn, Conflicted, Breakdown, and The Proposal, which earned you a nomination as Best Leading Actress in the Charlotte Film Festival.
Yes.
Many Americans think that they need to go back to college to earn these skills. Look at what you accomplished to get there.
Yes.
So again, kind of lean in just a little bit more on that. You went to school for this medical billing. Here you've done all that. Even I was very impressed. I see a lot of actors go from acting, they say, in front of the camera to behind the camera.
Yes.
Kind of take us through that for a bit.
You know what? Producing versus acting is similar to me. It really is. You have to create. In acting, you're creating the role. In producing, you're creating the vision. In college, you're creating a skill. It all ties in. However, whatever it is that you are supposed to be doing, the only person that can stop you from doing it is you. You show up. You say yes to projects. You say yes to life. You say yes to situations that will help you grow. No matter what, whether you're forced to learn the skill, whether you sit down to learn the skill, whether you are still learning as you are still growing to learn the skill. However, I have never placed myself in a box. I know what it feels like to be confined to thought, to be confined to one area in your life where someone tells you what you will and will not do. I was told that I would never walk again. I made a choice. No. And then I lived vicariously through the legs that I said one day will soon be mine. I had to put in the work. It wasn't easy. I didn't just get up and walk. I had to learn to walk. I had to relearn what I already was born with. So if that's possible to do, then you can take that same skill set and now don't get me wrong. I applaud anyone who goes to college. I would love to have went to HBCU. My life didn't go that way. However, life, as I mentioned, in the streets, the things that I have learned has taught me very well. Just like a little kid, if you touch that stove and it burns, you won't touch it again. You learn quickly. You learn quickly.
Are you an empowerment speaker?
I believe that that's what God is definitely having me doing right now. The more that I have become silent, the more He has become louder.
I think you should. I want to talk to you about that off screen. I've got some wonderful ideas. I can see you moving mountains. And right now, in our day and our time with this pandemic, we need to have some mountains moved. When you
Absolutely. Oh, I completely agree.
we got to move them.
It's and nobody, you can do it. And there's absolutely nothing or no one who can stop you from doing it.
I love it. I love
You
that.
mentioned earlier, which she is definitely going to have. You will have your series regular. We probably have our series regular together, Tiffany. I'm speaking that into existence because life in the tongue is powerful and nobody can take that from you.
Wow. You know what? I love ending the show on that high. When we said grit, you brought it.
Thank you.
It. We want to
Thank
thank you so much. We didn't have enough time, but what I do want to give you the opportunity to do is how can our listeners and viewers find you? How can they follow you?
Absolutely. You can follow me on all of the intellectual properties as well as on I Am Rhonda Morman. Find me. Let's talk. Teach me something. I love learning. I can't wait to meet you.
Phenomenal. You're going to be hearing more from Rhonda Morman. She is going to be our up and coming empowerment speaker. We'll have her back on Thriving Women Talk so she can drop those jewels. I mean, you just said it all. I mean, I just hats off to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Let's bring.
Tune in next week when the guest will be singer-songwriter Shantae Moore, and you can follow the Thrive Tribe on Clubhouse and Facebook.